I remember seeing my first jet car when I was only 12 years old.
These fire-breathing monsters coming to life, it made me want to go out and race.
As a Florida Tech student, being offered to become a crew chief was the opportunity of a lifetime.
What I love about racing is the experiences on and off the track.
I grew up around motorsports and turned my dream into a reality working on a race team.
In all my years of working with Larsen Motorsports, we have positively impacted the lives of hundreds of Florida Tech students by providing invaluable internships.
Florida Tech interns are submerged in every aspect of the LMS Research and Development Center, from digital design, engineering, composites, fabrication, marketing, and business. The opportunities are endless.
We are going to build something that is so hardcore, in your face, no excuses radical. This is as real as it gets.
With decades of knowledge gained from jet-powered drag racing vehicles preceding this new concept, we will build a customizable, one-of-a-kind jet-powered drag racing vehicle.
This vehicle quickly became known as the Generation 6 Jet Dragster. We will use an engine from a Northrop F5 supersonic fighter.
Our project will be the world's first jet drag racing vehicle that is completely designed in a virtual environment using digital twin technology and then manufactured merging the ultimate blend of traditional and advanced manufacturing techniques. We found an expert in digital twin manufacturing.
I'm Dr. Michael Greaves, and my specialty is basically in the area of the digital twin. The digital twin technology is so important because what it allows us to do is to move work from the physical world, which is much expensive in terms of working with atoms, to the virtual world where it's very, very cheap to work with bits. We want to create the product virtually, test the product virtually, manufacture the product virtually, support the product virtually, and only when we get it all right do we want to go out and move around expensive atoms.
The all-new Generation 6 Florida Tech Jet Dragster design is a one-of-a-kind research platform with many aspects directly related and quickly adjustable for research purposes.
Not only is this research platform adaptable and able to cover a wide variety of research, but it is also able to hit speeds approaching 280 miles an hour in just 5.5 seconds.
The most rewarding part of working with our Florida Tech interns is seeing what happens with the students themselves.
The skills that our students learn with us during their internships are used in so many aspects of their future careers.
We have a history of success. We are in the right place, we have the right equipment, and that moment is huge when you have the right people behind you. Success means seeing this project go down the track.
Are you ready? Let's go.
And now it is time to introduce to you the all-new Generation 6 Florida Tech Jet Dragster.
Okay, here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello, everyone. This is Chris, and I'm Elaine Larsen. Welcome to Larsen Motorsports and the debut of our Gen 6 Jet Dragster. We're super excited that you've chosen to tune in to Facebook Live, and I can't wait to show you what this bad boy is all about. But we couldn't be where we are today without help from all of our awesome partners. One very special partner had a huge help in making this Gen 6 car come to life. Now let's hear from the president of Florida Institute of Technology, Dr. Dwayne T. McKay.
Hey everybody, this is Dwayne McKay. I want to brag a little bit on our partnership with the Larsens, with Chris and Elaine. Using some of our own talent, Florida Tech talent, they've designed and built a new jet dragster, and Generation 6. And you'll be able to see it pretty soon, maybe even see it race. It's an amazing piece of machinery, and it's something that we're all proud of. It provides internships, it provides experience, it provides the kind of things that guys and gals that eventually might end up running around in a Mars rover are going to be able to look back and say, you know, the fact that I learned how to tune a jet engine and operate a jet engine back at the Larsen facility at Florida Tech, that's why I'm here, you know, exploring Mars. Now, I look forward to them exploring it. I don't plan to. I'm just trying to get by here. But and we're very proud of our partnership with the Larsens, and it's been one of the greatest relationships that I think the university's had since I've been here. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. McKay, and thank you for everybody that is watching this debut right now. It's an unusual set of circumstances this year, and like everyone, we're adapting, and virtual wasn't the very first plan, but it certainly is today. And because we're virtual, we're able to answer questions, and it's just a different environment right now. The first thing I want to make sure is that everybody can hear us. There's already been a couple comments, a couple people didn't have audio, so we want to just double check and make sure that that's happening correctly. Looks like it is. Again, welcome to Larsen Motorsports. We have added to our panel here our Director of Operations, Brian Tachi, who is certainly the digital element, in charge of the digital element here in our shop. And that's really the debut of this car has been coming for a long time. This has been a multi-year build of the Generation 6 car. A lot of people were wondering, is it going to be quicker and faster than the previous Larsen Motorsports and Florida Tech Jet Dragster? And it really wasn't developed to be that way. It wasn't purposely built to be quicker and faster, although I can tell you that, and some of you were watching yesterday, Orlando Speed World's Facebook Live, and yesterday you saw us go over 270 miles an hour with an early shutoff in the mid 5-second range with this car. We have had it to the track, as you can see from the video that we shared with you. And so what was the purpose then of this all-new jet dragster? Well, Elaine wanted a new hot rod, didn't she? And so the purpose, though, of building this car was because of what really started out as this unbelievable relationship that Larsen Motorsports has with Florida Tech as an affiliate of the university. Florida Tech isn't necessarily a sponsor of the Florida Tech Jet Racing Team. This affiliation that we have and this amazing facility that we have, which is in Florida Tech's Center for Advanced Manufacturing and Innovative Design building, we cover just under 30,000 square feet of that building, and advanced manufacturing, innovative design is absolutely the theme of this entire 100,000 square foot facility. And so we really moved here in 2015 thinking that we had, we knew we were going to build jet cars. We're pretty good at building jet cars, and they can be better. There's things that we can make improvements on. But living here in the technology corridor of Florida's Space Coast, we really wanted to bring the theme of this building into our build process. And so in building the new research platform that I want Brian to talk a little bit about, we really wanted to build and model from a digital standpoint. And Brian, can you share with us a little bit first of all, what is a digital twin? Because we talked about that in the video. And how does digital modeling and digital building and that digital twin help us, not just Larsen Motorsports, but even industry as a whole?
So a digital twin is basically a virtual representation of the car behind you. So it's a twin to the car in a virtual space. So we use different softwares, Siemens NX and CAD softwares, and then we make every component of this race car modeled, and then we can analyze it in Siemens softwares, the suite, and be able to test it virtually before we build it and put it in a race car. And this one, we're making a digital twin backwards, so we're building the virtual part first or second, and then we build the physical part first. And now we're going to test all the analysis on that, and then rebuild the next cars and see how we can modify from there.
So I think we have some questions, okay? So what's your first question?
Oh, student interns, a huge component of what we have here at Larsen Motorsports. Excuse me. This semester, there's 15 interns that work here every week, and those students are not only engineering interns, they are College of Business interns. There is there's brand new biomedical. There's a brand new biomedical sciences building that's being built. We have an amazing element of human factors and human-centered design that we were on a phone call with Siemens an hour ago talking about the integration of a human being in anything mechanical, but certainly that'll be involved with our Jet Dragster from a research platform. And then, you talked a little bit about businesses and how the digital element helps businesses. We're a small business. We don't pretend to be anything otherwise. And then we just captured, maybe you can tell us a little bit about this, Elaine, this giant partner here on Florida's Space Coast, Northrop Grumman, has just got involved. So those students work with mentors from Northrop Grumman and Siemens and Florida Tech every single week, from everything from modeling the smallest part to the aerodynamic analysis. But tell us about Northrop Grumman. That's really a great relationship.
Well, I think it's pretty cool. I grew up in a small town in Middleton, Michigan, and these opportunities just didn't present themselves to me when I was growing up. And to be able to be in the middle of it and to be able to offer these opportunities to these interns and to Larsen Motorsports itself. Northrop Grumman has really stepped up their game. I'm so proud that they are a partner of Larsen Motorsports, that they're working with us. They're taking their engineers that are working on amazing things here on Florida Space Coast, and they're partnering up with our Florida Tech students, being able to give them real hands-on, being able to show them what their career paths could potentially be. So what's the next question?
Yeah, that's a digital question for sure.
So there's a lot of differences. The biggest difference you can probably see behind me is the wheelbase is shorter. It's about 53 inches shorter. We went from 260 inches to 207 inches. The next big noticeable thing you'll see is these ducts right behind me. That's for air into the engine, clean air into the engine, and also as an energy absorption on a side impact. And then a lot you can't see is the back half, which we're blocking. We shortened it up. And then the driver's compartment inside there, we've done a lot more energy absorption foam and really focus on safety of the driver.
I think that's important. I mean, how do you get to be a company to mentor the students? And you don't have to just be right here with Larsen Motorsports, but we are so pleased to have many different companies, Collins Aerospace, Northrop Grumman, Siemens, the list goes on and on and on. Florida Tech themselves mentor the students. Even though they're teaching them, they come in here and they mentor them on their off time. I think that it's just making a change in a student's life, helping them see the why, the how, and then getting into the real so that they know they themselves can do what we're doing.
Oh, boy. I got to take this one, even though there's a huge digital element of this, right? There's virtual reality that we were just talking about, where a driver has a virtual headset on. A lot of the things in the driver's compartment are about ergonomic design and being able to reach switches. Your elbow doesn't go into a piece of energy absorbing foam when you're pulling levers, throttle levers, parachute levers. What are your feet doing during that entire run? The whole process from the time you start the car until the time you're literally off the track and stopped again. So where are we working with human-centered design and biomedical engineering is probably one of the biggest places that we're going right off the bat. Right now, we have biomedical engineering interns that are working here at Larsen Motorsports that are looking for people like you, maybe, that either works for a company that has to do with human-centered design, maybe you own a company that wants to be involved. Those are the types of relationships that we're trying to develop here. And so biomedical engineering is probably one of the first places we go, and digital is probably how that'll happen. Oh boy.
Me. I'm so excited about this. Let me tell you, I've been playing with this hot rod for a while, and she is moving and shaking. I cannot wait. We've had her out at Palm Beach International Raceway, Orlando Speed World. Super exciting. Thank you so much for the tracks for being so kind and allowing us to come out and test her. So if you were some of the ones that got to see her, you got the first look. But this Saturday, we're going to be at Trinity Wellsprings Church. And I got that right. I had to think about it. We're going to be there at the car show. So if you live here in Brevard or anywhere near, you're going to be able to see the link if you go to our website, lmsjets.com, click on the schedule, and that'll take you where we're going to be this Saturday. Now, if you can't get here and you're saying, man, that's not right, go to the rest of our schedule. The next race we have is we're heading out to Houston, Texas, where everything's bigger and better in Texas, I guess. So is my jet car. So we'll be in Texas, and then we come back home. We'll be back down at Palm Beach International Raceway at Cars and Coffee. So the only way you're going to be able to see where this jet car is going to be is if you tune into our website, check the schedule, stay on our social pages. We're going to post when we test or when we do anything super cool. Okay. So they want to know, is Larsen Motorsports involved with local STEAM programs? And that is a hard yes. Super excited. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics is so important, and it involves every single aspect to what we do with this car every day. We also have a sister organization called Blazing Trails, which is a 501c3, and we do a lot of educational outreach from K through 12, from obviously college students, and then adult ed. Just this last weekend, we worked with a retraining veterans program with Joe Vincent that I'm so proud of. So yes, we're involved in STEAM in every single aspect. Will we be running at the Gator Nationals? I don't know. Thumbs up if you want us to. Thumbs up? No. I don't know yet. We haven't decided. We'll look and see how our schedule looks and how everything's handling with the states opening up, and then we'll make that decision. So check the schedule. How can students get involved?
Oh boy, how can students get involved? Well, if you're a Florida Tech student, then Florida Tech students, we actually post internship position openings every semester. And so watch Florida Tech's handshake applications in order to see if you're a Florida Tech student, what's available, which positions are available. If you're not a Florida Tech student, let's say you're a school student here in Brevard, double check with us. You can reach out to info@lmsjets.com. And you can you'll actually be talking to the people that are behind the camera right now, but you'll actually be talking to Logan or Josette, and one of them will give you information on job shadowing opportunities. That does happen right here at Larsen Motorsports. Different times a year are bigger opportunities than others. And then if other students want to get involved, NASA Hunch and NASA Rockets to Race Cars. Go follow. You can look us up on YouTube and look at the NASA Hunch or the Rockets to Race Cars videos that Lauren Ann has done. some of those other things. So there's a lot of virtual interaction that you can do. If you live in the area, there's certainly job shadowing and internship opportunities right here at Larsen Motorsports different times of the year. Oh, that's Brian all the way.
The question was, is there an aerodynamic advantage to a shorter car? In most cases, it's just the shape of the car is actually what's going to be the aerodynamic advantage. So it's generally the front's the same shape. We did change some aerodynamics in the back half. So the length of the car doesn't really affect the aerodynamics as much as the shape of the car.
I think Brian has to complete the question probably, but how does advanced manufacturing and technology play a role in this build? And it's been very interesting for me. I won't lie to you. I am a hands-on. I'm not that digital guy, or at least I wasn't. And so I was originally sold on the fact that this was going to save a lot of money. It was going to save a lot of time, and probably more important than that, it would, as in the video you heard Dr. Michael Greaves say, we're going to do this visually. We're going to move around electrons before we have to move around and cut up expensive atoms. And so certainly there is a point where the digital technology takes over and does become more efficient. With that said, our company has never done this before, and for a small company, there was a lot of stuff that we had to gear up to. We had software to install on our computers around here. We had a lot of things that I just wasn't used to in a traditional manufacturing area. Now, from a digital standpoint, though, Brian can tell you some of these advantages, and it really comes down to not having to cut material and waste material and manpower, doesn't it? And the efficiency, maybe you could talk about the efficiency of a digital manufacturing process.
So the digital side lets you, if you can test different objects on your car. If you want to change the shape of the front of the car without having to cut the material, now you can just change it in your computer in about 20 minutes, and then you can test it again. In real life, you'd have to go out, bend the tube, make a hole in the car, and refixture that to the car, and then test it, which is a lot more time-consuming and more expensive. So the digital side really saves you time and money because it lets you experiment before you actually start building things, and then you can do the final testing once you build the car that you've modeled.
That's simple. Just visit our website. The question first. So how does a high school get involved and highlight our company and what Florida Tech's doing? I kind of summarized it. That's easy. Just go to our website, send us an email, info@lmsjets.com. We love this kind of stuff. This is what we live for. Let me just tell you, going down the track takes me about 5 seconds, maybe 5.5 on an okay day. And what we do all of the rest of the time is outreach. I mean, we outreach here at the shop. We work with the next generation of high performance vehicle specialists. We look at the future. And I think that's the most exciting part. I'm 53. Yes, I said that. Almost 54. And it is now about the legacy that you're leaving behind. And I think that is what I really want you guys to take away from this. We're leaving footprints in the sand for that next generation to kind of follow behind and hopefully get ahead of us and make things better and safer.
Well, what is each of our favorite part of this new car? I think that for me, it's not the car itself. The car is amazing. It's probably the most beautiful and meticulously assembled car that we've ever had, and the attention to detail that the students and Brian and the whole team that put this together is amazing. It really is. And if you look at the history of that build, I think you would agree. But for me, there's a bigger picture here. Larsen's came along when we first started jet racing. Elaine's driven jets for 18 years now. When we first started jet racing, we had some amazing mentors, amazing people that helped us get where we are today. I'm one of those people that believes it's easier to know where you're going if you understand how you got where you are today. You guys know that if you're following us regularly with the build of the Green Mamba and the original Shockwave Jet Dragster, these unbelievable people that are in this category as a whole. And there's some amazing people that we work with at the racetrack every day. My favorite part of this is the ability to introduce new technology to the category as a whole, and then to allow the category to grow, and hopefully this will bring us to, hopefully we can contribute to bringing jet racing itself to a new place. Not that there's anything wrong with where it's at today, because there are amazing people in jet racing.
So my favorite part of the new Gen 6 car is easy. It is watching all of the students that have had a hand in putting the car together, watching them as I go down the track, or watching their reactions as they see me go down the track. When I get to the end of the track, watching Brian know that everything that he has put his blood, sweat, and tears in has succeeded, that we're going A to B. I mean, I think it's just our successes and watching them through the students' eyes, because they know that they've actually touched this race car.
I'm not going to be able to follow that. So my favorite thing on this race car will make Elaine happy is the front wheels.
Oh, yes! We had a battle on those front wheels. I'm like, no more.
And this has not been seamless. Right now, we are fighting an oil control problem. We've had a couple different engines in here. So to imply that the digital element or the things that happen around here at Larsen's aren't without challenges would be completely wrong. The next time you see this car run, it's going to have a new engine in it, actually. And so we're just fighting this oil management problem. The question is, have we ever done any development work with Top Fuel Dragsters? And we have not. We did build one jet car out of a driver's compartment that was a Hadman Top Fuel Dragster driver's compartment, but we haven't worked directly with any Top Fuel teams. Now, we have had some excellent mentors in the Top Fuel category as well, and we've had some great people at some of the Top Fuel brands, I guess I'll call it, that have helped us with safety design and seeing what the current technology is and what it's evolving into, and there's a lot of those elements in this car as well. Oh boy.
How long did it take from start to finish? Too long. Way too long. No, I don't know, man. I've been seeing this car in our shop. I remember them drying the car out. I remember seeing the first tube get bent. I remember all of that. I remember paying for it all. So she's not cheap. Let me just tell you that. But it's been a long time, but it doesn't really matter how many days, how many months, how many years it's taken in the process. What matters is how long has it been, Brian?
So it's probably been about 5-6 years with the car being built, but it hasn't only been our main focus. So it's been on and off project throughout those 5 years.
Oh, here comes Nitro with Lauren Ann.
Yeah,
here's Pug. He is the best part of Larsen Motorsports. Let me just say that. Nitro, our old boy, is 14 years old. He is a trooper. He was at the racetrack testing all day long, watching his mama go down the racetrack. We don't go home without him. There he is. The final question is, what's next? Oh, I'm afraid to give the mic to Chris.
What's next? I can tell you, since we're talking about Gen 6 today, there's a short range plan, there's a long range plan at Larsen Motorsports, but what's next regarding the Gen 6 Jet Dragster? We have students that are mentoring right now with Siemens, Northrop Grumman, Florida Tech, and other partners. And I think the next thing that regarding Gen 6 is serial number 2. Serial number 2 will be what we are already calling the Generation 6 prototype optimization, where we take the digital elements of this car, we modify this car. We're doing a lot of testing that I want Brian to tell you about in just a second. But regarding Gen 6, the front half is already roughed out. The back half is already roughed out. I believe the front and rear halves of the car will get merged probably in first quarter of this year, end of first quarter, if not the beginning of second quarter. But tell them a little bit about what we already know is going to happen with that Generation 6 prototype optimization, serial number 2.
So with this Generation 6 serial number 2, we're going to be taking the digital side of this and the testing of this car, and we're going to put it in those models using Siemens software and find out what we can change. The front half's going to stay the same, and then the back half's similar. The main thing is with these ducts right here. We're going to try to optimize those as much as possible, and more safety factors in the driver's compartment.
So that kind of segues me into the final thoughts. What's next? Well, what's next is the next generation, but also what's now. I want to ask the people who are behind the scenes to come forward, because these people make us look good. I know everyone makes me look good when I'm in the jet car, because the jet car looks good. But we have Nitro the Pug, Lauren Ashline, Florida Tech student, Lauren Ann Graham, Florida Tech student, Josette, full-time Larsen Motorsports person, and our longest time guy. He's the guy, the jet car guy. This is Mike Mathis, who actually purchased his very own jet funny car. So he's going to be out there blasting down the track. I think what's next is investing into this, investing into the future for Larsen Motorsports and racing as a whole. I'm super excited, both Chris and I are, to be able to contribute to that and be able to toss the torch to them when it's time for us to, oh, is there more of it? No? Okay, I was watching. Anyway, I'm like, where's all the going? Who's around? Unfortunately, all the interns, they are actually in school, so they're back at Florida Tech doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this is only a very small portion of our team. But what's next, you never know. The only way you're going to know what's next with Larsen Motorsports is to go to our website, check it out, go to all of our social channels, not just Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Stay in the know. We do live feeds all the time. So if you want to stay in the know for what's next, check us out on lmsjets.com. I think that does it for now. Josette goes off to go do her job.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.